Constitutional Court, as you've heard, will in exactly a week's time hear an application by the former president to review its judgment that sends him to prison. The Zondo Commission of Inquiry is going to file opposing papers to this application. What does this mean? Let's bring in State Attorney Johan Van Schalwyk, who joins us now via our video link. Johan, thanks very much indeed for making time. I imagine top of mind for many South Africans might be the question, why must the Zondo Commission believe it is necessary to file these opposing papers as opposed to just allowing the Constitutional Court to reach its own conclusion? What say you?
Well, we have interest in this matter, Ayanda, and obviously, we have a case to answer to because the client has been cited as a respondent in this, proceeding. So, it is important for them to state that, everybody is equal before the law and that the fair procedure and process was conducted, and he was given all the opportunities in the world to answer, to our applications, which he elected not to do so.
On what basis is the Zondo Commission pushing back? Legally speaking, we're already hearing some of the experts telling us that the former president perhaps might have a point insofar as he believes that it is first a verdict, then a trial, then sentencing that takes place.
Well, I think that those are the points to be considered. Our view is that, a fair procedure was followed, and he was given ample opportunity to answer, and he elected not to do so. In fact, he went as far as criticizing the judiciary and the rule of law in statements.
At the heart of this is the perception that the Deputy Chief Justice, Raymond Zondo, has found himself in some kind of conflict of interest. That's where this matter started, if you like. We also know that the DCJ is now the acting Chief Justice. This matter, likely to be heard in the Constitutional Court, may very well play into that perception that the Deputy Chief Justice himself might preside over it. How's the Commission responding to at least this perception that there's another looming conflict of interest, if you like?
Yeah, not to be quite honest, we're not at that point yet. We're focusing on tomorrow's urgent application in the Pietermaritzburg High Court. So right. We are not at that hurdle yet. In fact, tomorrow's case is very important in the sense that it asks for an interdict against the warrant for committal. And then part B of that application, it challenges the procedure that was followed in the Constitutional Court in terms of the sentence that was imposed. So our first, objective is to overcome that.
You're not there yet, but it's something you must be thinking about.
No, definitely. We are working on it. We have been set directions by the Constitutional Court to file and so on. So, obviously we keep that in mind.
Yeah. Would it be a miscarriage of justice if the former president isn't necessarily arrested within the 3 days given, considering what's at stake here? I mean, say for argument's sake that the former president does have a point. It's much harder to go back after you've arrested him rather than potentially giving him a bit more time to try iron out these issues beyond these 3 days.
Look, I can't answer for the police. They have a warrant for committal and they have 3 days to execute it. If tomorrow fails, obviously nothing bars them from executing it, But yes, sensibility and logic will dictate how they approach that. So, because this is not a straightforward matter like any other. It's extraordinary and exceptional.
Right. Are you worried about the eventual impact it might have on the credibility of the Commission itself?
Of course, yes. Not just the Commission, the rule of law in general. Everybody is equal before the law. And if, one individual comes and opposes that, on the basis that, because of his name, it can create problems and it can potentially lead to chaos.
The former president's stance, posture, if you like, is he's still willing to testify before the Commission if the Deputy Chief Justice does, in fact, recuse himself. Is that door still open insofar as the Commission is concerned?
Well, no. The recusal review application in the Pretoria High Court has been issued, but, the president has not pursued it. So, I mean, the client and the Deputy Chief Justice stance is, yes, he can come and testify, but he will not recuse himself because he's of the view that there is no bias.
State Attorney Johan Van Schalwyk, thanks very much indeed for your time. I understand the issues in your actual papers are sub judice, and that's why I didn't necessarily go there, but Appreciate you helping us ventilate perhaps the surrounding matters on that. Johan Van Schalwyk is the State Attorney representing the State Capture Commission of Inquiry.